Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Borkno game video. Today's video is dedicated to Musume Pretty Derby, the latest gacha by Psy Games. It is a waifu collector, roguelike racing simulator. It is absolutely amazing. This game, the polish, every single detail to it. We're going to be covering the first impressions, tier list, rerolls. Let's go ahead and cover a few things like the waifus that you can collect. Note here, this is going to be like my PvP teams and a bunch of waifus that I have. What I really want to showcase is the complexity of this game is absolutely like jaw-dropping. So you can see like there's a bunch of characters or a bunch of waifus with a bunch of letter grades. What happens is you can take every single one of your waifus, take them to school and teach them a bunch of few things, and you can breed essentially your waifus to be the best racer that they are capable to be. So let's go ahead and jump into a race here. This is going to be the school section where essentially you're building your waifu to be the best racing waifu in the world. So you can see there's going to be a bunch of different stats and everything, or a bunch of like different waifus that you can collect right there. This is G1, which is pretty much like the highest race. It doesn't matter if you don't know anything about racing. All that matters is you like the waifus, and right now they're getting to like line up and everything. And I love the production value of this game. Like, it is phenomenal. I have never seen a gacha where you can pretty much pay attention and highlight every single waifu like this. They all have wonderful voice acting, and like the announcers for the race, it really makes you feel like you're in there. And then as soon as the gun goes off and they just like pretty much go, it is like one of the best feelings to watch. Now, this is going to not be a cutscene. This is pretty much running all the different stats. You can't control anything, and you can see here like all the different characters you're placing, like where you're pretty much sitting at, and you can change like the different camera angles and stuff in case you want to know where your waifu is pretty much placing at. And you can skip a few things, but let's go ahead and see. Oh no, we're in 6th place. That's no good at all. But you can see like it can get very intense. Oh, Taiki Shuttle, she's definitely one of my favorite characters. She's on my home screen. I hope Scarlet wins. Oh, she's over at 6th place. Can she burst in? Can she burst in? Come on, Scarlet, you could do this. Oh, she's going in the front. She's going in the front. Is she gonna take first place? No, they have the camera on Taiki Shuttle. If they have the camera on Taiki Shuttle, she's gonna win. No. Alright, I think we got 2nd or 3rd place. Man, this always gets intense. You don't have to watch it. Her ears are down. That's not a good sign. Usually when her ears are up, you know, they are like in 1st place, or they're very happy with things. Sometimes they cry, which is like the worst thing. So yeah, we got 3rd place. Not bad. We were stuck in 6th place. The cutscenes can get very intense, and you can see here I got a little trophy on the side. Does the tier list matter, or does it affect like their capabilities? For the most part, it really doesn't. Like, your waifus are more dependent on like the support cards you have. So let's go ahead and talk about a few things and talk about the support cards and how exactly they work, right? So I have things on like 2x auto, because if you manually play this, it can take hours and hours on end. In order to get one waifu fully built, it takes roughly an hour. But this is going to be the different training sections where it's like, hey, I want to level up like my speed. This is going to be my stamina. This is my strength. This is my guts. And then this is going to be like my intelligence, right? And you can see it affects different things. If you want to know what everything means, you know, this is going to be a spreadsheets that I pretty much compiled. Note here that all of my information comes from the official Discord or the unofficial Musume Discord. This is like the rerolls. We'll talk about it more. And this is the tier list, right? But I want to give a huge shout out to Nem for pretty much compiling this information over on Discord. He's the one, or she, wrote out everything, which tells you about all the different kinds of horses, what are the training priority stats in case you want to get into this game. It gets heavily complicated, just like any side games like game. You know, there's like some things where it's like a short distance runner is better with a speed build, medium, long distance. It matters more along like the racer, because you know the waifu, they have like a particular distance they want to be in, like they're runner or leader, so they want to be in the front, or they're a betweener chaser, which means like they're sitting in the back, and like these things, right? So it's going to be very complicated in case you want to get into this game. Can you like pretty much play this and get sort of like relevant? Now, you can totally. Just note that you can see here on the upper right hand corner, we have different characters. These are the support cards that I was talking about. So let's go ahead and jump out of this menu. Some of you are wondering, Bork, can you actually read any of this stuff? No, I can't read anything. All of this is based off of intuition from playing previous like gacha games, and based off of the fact that I can navigate my menus, because when I was a kid I couldn't like read anything. So when I was playing video games, I had no idea what I was doing as a little kid, and it pretty much relives that factor. I just love the waifus, so they're motivating me to play this game and understand it. So these are all the different support cards. You can actually get these 2 support cards absolutely for free within the story. This game, is it free to play friendly? If you don't pay attention to the arena, yes, of course it's free to play friendly. Right here, this is a story mode, like cutscene sort of thing that you go through, and you can get some free SSR cards. And then you guys are probably wondering, how in the heck do I reroll in this game if I want to? So if you click this green tab right here, and then you click the exit menu, and then let's go ahead and go back to that menu that you saw earlier where it shows the reroll. So you can see here, you click like the pretty much the arrow right here, you can see it's pointing to this 3-bar section, and then after that it points to the different locations where you need to click. Alright, so we're here on a fresh account. We have like 7,520 gems and some other things. Let's go ahead and show you how to reroll. So you're going to click that green button right there in the top right hand corner. In case you don't want the account, click the bottom right button where it's pretty much the exit button, and then you're going to click over here, and what's going to happen is you're going to click the 3 bars in the lower right hand, and then you're going to click the most bottom button right here. You're going to hit the green button again, and it's going to reset your account, and then you're pretty much going to click, and it's going to present you with a couple of screens. You're going to click the green button again, and then for these two, you're not going to link your Google Play, and then you're going to skip all the cutscenes, and then this one's you're going to hit the green button. That one's the actual like skip cutscene button. I believe like the other ones, like you say you want to do something, I'm not entirely sure, I can't read it, but this is how you're going to do the fast rerolls once you have downloaded all of the assets into the game. It's very quick. Once you start downloading everything, you don't need BS Tweaker or anything like that. I think Cygames knows that folks are going to be rerolling in this game, so they made it highly efficient, and this is going to show you the latest hero that they added to like the actual banners, and then it's also going to show you the latest support cards. And support cards are like a vital feature in the game that helps you train all the different characters. We'll cover it, but let's go ahead and cover a fresh account and what is my advice overall. So one of the first things that you should do on a fresh account, in case you don't want to roll for like horse waifus or waifus in general, is you're going to go into the present box right here. After we click OK on everything, it's telling you like all the characters that you have, and then you're going to click the green button in order to claim everything, right? Note that we got a 3-star ticket. In order to use the 3-star ticket, you're going to click that cart right here, and then you're going to click this button right here, this icon right here, and then you can select from any of the 3 stars that are available. I highly suggest Silent Suzuka, she's going to be great, or Taiki Shuttle for short distance, Mijiro McQueen for long distance, and I think this is Marzinski or Rudolph. Rudolph is going to be a very fantastic character as well. In order to do the actual summons, you're going to click the very right hand. It's going to look like that little stable section right there, and there's going to be a free pull that you can get with the support cards right now. So this is your free pull. Let's go ahead and do this. And by the way, support cards are what you should roll for ideally. You shouldn't really go for a waifu, and here we actually get a rainbow right off of the free pull. This is very nice, cool, free pull, rainbow, SSR. I've gotten this before, that's the only reason why I'm not excited. So for some reason I keep getting this one on the pre-rolls on the first time. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but it's just really nice to see. So if you want to like pretty much spend your jewels, you're going to go right here, and this is the support card one. Of course we're going to show the waifu one, but this is where most folks should be rolling. You want at least like a couple rainbows. You start with like 4 to 5 rainbows in order to get a really good account so you can train all of your horse waifus or your umisumes. Alright, let's go ahead and go into the actual waifu summons, because I bet that's what everyone wants to see. And the waifu summons, like the animations in this games, are absolutely top tier. So let's go ahead and do this, and you're guaranteed a 2-star. And note the rates I showed earlier, they're going to be 3% for everything. I like the overall animation for this, for the actual summons, and I wish I could like play like the music for it. It's really beautiful. I think it's one of like the best like summon animations I've seen in a while. It reminds me a lot of like EXO's heroes with the way they like present all the different characters. Here they're presenting all the different waifus, and note that some of the golds can turn into rainbows and some of the silvers can turn into golds, just like you saw there. Oh, we got a rainbow. Who's it gonna be? Oh, this is actually a fantastic account. I wish I could keep it. Rudolph is one of the best overall characters, and she definitely has the most class. She is like, within like the actual anime, she's known as like the strongest horse, and she's like never lost. So it's really cool to see her. I've actually never summoned her. Man, I wish I could keep this account, but I already have like my fantastic account on the other side, and I like the overall animations here, as you can see. So in case you don't like this account, we can go ahead and reroll again, just for clarity's sake, so you guys can see it one more time. We're gonna hit the green button right there. You're gonna hit the exit menu on the bottom right hand corner. You're gonna go ahead and click the 3 little bars right there, and then you're gonna click the most bottom button right here, and then you're gonna click the green button again, and then it pretty much resets your account, and you go through everything again, going through some rerolls. All right, so that's how you do the reroll process. And I would have to say the most hardest thing to go for is not really the waifus. So let's go ahead and cover the tier list since we're already here. Note that the waifus, there's no such thing as a waifu that can conquer all content, right? So for example, Taiki Shuttle is only good at short distances, while Silent Suzuka is good at ranking of miles, but she's also good at pretty much middle distance. Now when it comes to things, there is long distance, and then there's also strongest ranking of dirt, which is funny because Haru Urara was actually one of the worst racers apparently, and she's really good at like the dirt races, and you get her absolutely for free. She is a 1-star. But what's really interesting is I feel like Silent Suzuka is probably the best character to obtain if you were to get someone, just because they're the strongest in miles and strongest in middle distance. Now when it comes to a few things, these like tier lists and these recommendations, they don't matter too much, just because of the fact like support cards matter a lot more. If you actually delve into the sites, it'll like tell you like what's like the best way to pretty much start Musume. It's going to tell you like beginner guide, go straight for like the best cards, because the best cards are going to show you everything, right? So speaking of cards, like how do you summon and everything, you just pretty much go to this section right here in the right hand corner, and this is going to be like the summon section. And if you're wondering like what are the rates for this game, they're pretty decent. Like that's the character stats and everything. So if we go right here in the middle section, I believe it's 3%. 3% is like roughly average of, you know, most gacha games on like rolling and stuff. Like I said, the horse waifus don't really matter. It's more along the lines of what do you think you feel like raising or raising, right? And then this is going to be like the support section, which collects like, you know, all the different cards or all the different trainers. And I feel like this is the more fun part, is min-maxing the support cards. Like for example, if we go into like my support cards section right here, like just looking over everything, I like min-maxing certain things. So like I have like a deck of cards where it's like, hey, you know, this is like the one that I feel like I'm going to run. Like this is the one that I usually run for my teams. You can run something where it's like more like strength based or speed based, right? This is like the type of like waifus that you want to build, and this is where like the RPG mechanics like solely filter in there. And what gets really complicated is that you can keep running your different waifus, and you can keep breeding them to be like the best waifu that they can be in order to get the most optimal stats, right? And of course you can't just keep like your first like 3 characters or 5 characters that you obtain, because it's going to be one of those things where you have to keep building waifus in order to upgrade grades. And I have to say the tier lists matter in the sense of it's easier to build those characters because they have innately great skills, but in the end like the support cards will matter a lot more because they will carry stats, right? And you're probably wondering, why do I care about all these like different things like behind stats and everything? Because right now, like the content, if you want to tackle it, if you want to get farther in the game, there is the PvP mode where you're pretty much tackling like different like teams, and you're like, hey, how does my team compare against this team? So for example, if you want to fight this team, like I have like a B rank Measuro McQueen, and then they have like their B rank vodka. Let's go ahead and show you a bit of PvP. Now there's 2 ways to pretty much view PvP, where you're watching the actual race, which is like this one, so you can see like what's going to be happening. We can watch if Measuro McQueen actually wins and all that stuff, which is really fun. I love watching the races, but for me, I sort of want to like blaze through PvP in some ways because it can be time consuming. I'd rather go through like the actual school section, because the school section, min-maxing the waifus and going through those sections is probably the best. You can see like Measuro McQueen, and I believe this is winning ticket. Oh, Rice Shower is going to be first, which is really cool. Oh, Measuro McQueen is number 1 right now with winning ticket on 5th place. No, I can't see anymore. Oh, Rice Shower right there in the very tail corner. If you have been watching the anime, you already know that Rice Shower and Measuro McQueen definitely have competition or beef between each other. I absolutely love the anime, hence why I got really into this. And Measuro McQueen taking 1st place, which is super awesome to see. Rice Shower, I think that was my opponent there, and you can see we are the winner. We can see a happy Measuro McQueen with winning ticket over there as well. So this is pretty nice. We got like the winning thing, we got like the winning pretty much animation. You can see like we placed and we got some points and everything, and that's going to be PvP. Just note here that you have to do it technically 5 times, so if you want to like skip through everything, we lost on that that one. It's no worries, Grass Wonder. Taiki Shatao. Okay, yeah, she does it. She kills it with the other B rank character that I have. That's actually a 1-star character base, which is super awesome. Are we gonna lose here? So you have to win pretty much 3 out of the 2. It's sort of like rock paper scissors. I believe we lose this just because there's like 3 like wins that they got and we only got like 2, but it's okay at the end of the day. I actually like haven't like done too many polls on the waifus themselves. If you look, well, you can't see it anymore, but I only have like the base like 10 waifus that you can get, so nothing too crazy there. There are some free polls occurring for the support cards, so that's always nice. When it comes to all of this, like, what is it like playing, you know, racing waifu Musume Pretty Derby? I think this is a game for folks who love, you know, raising characters and making them meta, whether they're meta or not, based off of the support cards that you have, because it gets very complicated. Like you saw earlier with like the build sheets and everything, right? There is a lot of things going on here where there's a chaser, a betweener, a leader, a runner, and then you have like these min-maxing things where it's like, you know, a medium or runner leader who does medium to long distance races should be maxing out their speed and stamina. A short distance racer should go for more speed. Now note here that isn't going to guarantee you a win just because you raise these stats in particular. What's really a huge factor is not even raising their stats, it's like the actual RNG that you get from the school factor, right? Because there, in some ways, you know, you get certain stats, you can get certain skills from the teachers that pretty much, you know, help you out here, or the support cards. So you can see here, like, we can get more speed because there's a friendship bonus that's going to be occurring, and you know, we get a little bit more stuff, and there's like cutscenes that happen in the background. It's all like really well polished, great stuff overall. Like, I like this game and I can't wait. If it would come into like global, that'd be really nice. I hope it does one day, but I feel like the IP, these idle games usually don't perform well within like the global scene, so we can only see what's going to be happening. But for the most part, my first impressions of Pretty Derby Musume is, it is a wonderful waifu speed racing simulator, roguelike mechanic, no meta sort of thing if you want to not participate in PvP. Note, PvP is the primary factor. We do have an event currently occurring, but you don't have to participate in it. Overall, I love this game. I'm going to continue playing it in the background. If you want me to cover more things about it, feel free to let me know. But for the most part, I'll be updating this Google spreadsheets with info. To anyone who's playing, you know, good luck to you. I understand why you like this game. I understand if folks don't want me to cover it or don't like this game, but this provides me so much happiness, just raising my waifus and watching them pretty much say good morning when I log into the game. It's one of the best feelings I've ever had, and I would place this as my favorite gacha game that I've played, and it's also fairly refreshing within the first couple of years that I've played gacha games. It has a very high place just because of the fact that you can treat it as something very hardcore and very casual, and it really defines the thing of like meta doesn't matter. It's more about how you build the characters. And if you're wondering, is this game free to play friendly? Some would argue no, because of the fact that it's PvP oriented. You can just like raise your waifu, ignore like the PvP, but of course you require, you know, some English translations. We don't know we're gonna get it. If it somehow comes to like global someday, I'd be really excited, but I sort of doubt it because Cygames doesn't really publish games anymore, and maybe Crunchyroll can pick it up one day, but who knows. This is a very hard game. Not to mention you can also like watch like waifu idol scenes, and I just love this game. You know, I highly recommend everyone just to try it. If you want to reroll, here's everything in the tier list. As always, you know, feel free to go over here and check everything out on Games With, because Games With covers more than just Musume, it covers like other games. But I have gone on long enough. I hope you enjoyed today's video regarding Pretty Derby, the most amazing racing simulator roguelike waifu over meta game. Like, it really defines it in this one. If you made it this far into this video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment. Links below for all the things that we talked about today. Once we hit 17,500 subs, we'll be doing a giveaway. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.